Yo, what up? It's Charron. We here with Mikey T, the movie star, and we live on Report Card Radio.
How did you feel about Cassidy's return to battle rap?
I thought Cassidy had an excellent round one, and I may even be inclined to edge him out round one, although I kind of feel like Goodz probably did win round one, but I just kind of want to give Cassidy one round, so I'll give him the first. And it was a good round by Cassidy. But the gas, he was being gassed a bit. Like the bars weren't really that crazy, he just had good energy and flow. But it got repetitive for me because Cassidy just does the same thing over and over. It's the same type of bars with the same cadence. And for 3 rounds, it was too much for me to sit through. I think Cassidy would be great in a small room environment, but on the big stage, I don't think he's cut for it.
Wow. So, what were your thoughts on the way that the crowd actually started to boo Cassidy? Because it all, battle rap has to do with crowd control, stage presence. What did you think about the way that the crowd kind of turned on him?
Thing is, I'm not a fan. Even though I am a fan of battle rap, I'm not a fan. I'd be listed as a battler when we're talking in battle rap. But as a fan, I try to put myself in their shoes. Let's say I travel out of state. It's in Atlanta. Let's say they came from a different state. They got their plane tickets. They got their hotels. They waited in line for 4 hours, 5 hours. They stood around all day. Cassidy talked like he was about to have the best performance of all time if you look at his promo. And then he comes with some mediocre stuff. I could see why they booed him. I would prefer if fans didn't boo, but I could see why they did it.
So it's interesting that you said he could do small room battles, because I've heard that before, and we've seen him actually in one when he did the battle with Disaster.
Mm-hmm.
But so overall, do you think he has a future with battle rap?
Cassidy will always have a future with battle rap if he chooses to, because he's Cassidy. He's a big name, and he's a big draw for a reason. Same like with Murder Mook. He took the L to Averb, but Mook will always have a future in battle rap. If Cassidy messages Organic, RB, or Smack wanting to do another battle, they're gonna book Cassidy. Same with Mook, Lux, Hollow, a bunch of those big names. So I think Cassidy does have a future in battle rap, but I feel like if he cares about his legacy, he should take a pay cut and do it in the small room, because Cassidy would cook in the small room just because the crowd, it's not like 2,000 people there on a big stage where you have to project and perform and be a twerk and do the bow and jump around. In the small room, you can just stand there and just do what Cassidy does and it will look good. But when you're on stage, you have to move around and perform, and Cassidy's not built like that.
Well, Cassidy said in some of his interviews that his style of performing was putting your fist in your face, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Cassidy is dope, but I just feel he's a little outdated. And like the thing is, if I'm battling in a small room and I'm battling on a big stage, I'm doing different types of performances. Like if I'm in a small room, I'm going to write a certain way. If I'm on a big stage, I'm going to write a certain way. And I feel like Cassidy just writes the same way no matter what. Like I think he really still thinks he thinks his bars are like GOAT level, and they're like mid-tier level in my opinion, a lot of them. So, but he has really good cadence and delivery, and I think in a small room he could really pull it off. But on a big room, they're not going to let him slide with those 2009 bars.
Being that you saw his earlier battles, like you were talking Cassidy and Freeway, and listening to his battle now, have they progressed? Are they the same?
Exact same. I didn't see anything different from what Cassidy did. Matter of fact, I'd say they even got a bit worse because he was trying to do schemes and stuff. Like that's what a lot of, I wouldn't say necessarily me, but a lot of battle rappers will do a scheme, or they'll list a bunch of countries, or they'll list, animals and do a scheme off. And I saw Cassidy trying to do word association and schemes, and like it wasn't good. Like he did a blogger's scheme, and it was trash. So.
And the GPS analogy that got flipped on him with the waves.
That was dope both ways though. I think that was a coincidence. I think they both just had the same bar.
You think it was a coincidence?
Yeah, because I don't think Goodz really freestyles, especially mid round like that. So I think it was a coincidence, but
But it was ironic because, he was saying he was creating new waves or whatever, but the ironic thing about Cassidy's career, why he didn't maybe go further, is because he got stuck in his ways.
Mm-hmm. Nah, Goodz killed it. Like honestly, Goodz is one of my favorites, and like Goodz really showed him the levels of performance. But if we took Goodz and Cassie in a small room, it could be a different outcome. But I knew on that big stage, Cassidy would not be able to mess with Goodz at all.
Sort of like how you just brought the double cup out on Scotty out in Houston.
Yeah, well, I guess it was technically, I wouldn't say it was like a big stage battle, but I knew there was going to be a stage. There was going to be a lot of people in the crowd, and you have to project and do performance stuff. So, yeah, in a small room, I'm not going to be grabbing a double cup and doing all that, but I knew there was going to be a stage there. There's a crowd. So, yeah, they liked. I'm glad that they liked it.
And bro, it's good to see you helping, like little new organizations like this start to grow. You know what I mean? With your name and shit.
Yeah, I met Scotty in Atlanta for the RB event when I battled Big Cannon and he battled Ill Will. And I've seen Houston Barco before a couple battles. And when he said he wanted to bring me out, I was about it right away. And man, Scotty he's just a stand-up dude. So I got nothing but positive things to say about Houston as a whole and Barcode and Scotty as a whole because I had a great time out here and like. I'm still getting over the crowd reactions. Like it was a crazy experience.
Yeah, because a lot of people seeing you come from Wild 'N Out, they probably wouldn't have expected that from you.
Yeah, some I guess the people that are only familiar with me on Wild 'N Out, they wouldn't know how I do in a normal setting. But for the people that have followed me, they've seen that like this is how I started and I transitioned on Wild 'N Out. So like this is just another day at the office for me. Like I've been doing this for a decade.
You're definitely balancing it well now.
Thank you.
You was like Christian Bale in American Psycho on that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.